Well, Senator Gary Peters is leading the effort to pass legislation to regulate self-driving cars. He told me this would be a huge deal for Michigan. His bill would allow automakers to sell a certain number of self-driving cars if they meet safety standards. He says that would allow companies to develop the technology safely.
In a hearing before the Washington Auto Show, Senator Gary Peters said self-driving cars are the future of the auto industry.
This technology for self-driving cars is every bit as big as when the first car came off of the assembly line.
That's why Peters is working across the aisle with Republican Senator John Thune to pass a bill to regulate self-driving cars.
If we're going to allow this research, this development, this testing, and hopefully eventually the deployment of these vehicles to continue, we need to have some kind of rules of the road in place.
Some senators say they're worried about safety, but the CEO of a self-driving car company told the committee the technology eliminates human error, and within 20 years, everyone will be using a driverless car.
We're going to look back to the age of the automobile and say, wow, we were super reckless allowing that carnage on our roads.
One of the biggest concerns brought up in the hearing today was how self-driving cars could impact the workforce.
I think you're going to see, because of this type of technology, an explosion in investment and creation of new jobs.
Senator Thune says driverless cars could lead to near-term job losses in industries that depend on drivers, but he says the technology will eventually transform the economy.
How can we anticipate those future jobs? How do we get the training in place, the workforce development in place?
Peters said this bill is an important first step, but there is still more work to do.
This bill gives us space for that innovation to move forward while we're writing those comprehensive rules that will take a few years.
One of the obstacles that Peters brought up in the hearing today is building consumer trust. He says there are a lot of people out here who might be skeptical about getting in a car that does not have a driver. But the panel of experts said that people are getting used to this technology little by little. For example, automated braking and automated parking. Live in Washington, Jessica Smith, 24-Hour News 8.